Baby boy, a gift of love and absolute joy, brings you this beautiful baby boy. Two people as one created a son to cherish forevermore. Take care of this boy, he is precious and new, and has been left in the care and protection of you. My baby boy.
Nothing in life will ever make you as happy, as sad, as exhausted, or as incredibly proud as motherhood. Hello children, hope you all are fine and safe. Now I am going to take a new chapter from the second unit, Bonds of Love, and before starting the chapter I am going to ask you some questions. So are you ready? Okay. So look at this picture. What is this? Yes, very good. It's an image of flood. We faced the problem of flood in this year and also in the previous year. And which are the other natural disasters? Yes, very good. Then, okay, very good. Sit down. So, earthquake, tornado, forest fire, storm, and tsunami, volcanic eruption, all these are natural disasters. So, what are the impact of natural disasters? Natural disasters cause destruction of property, loss of financial resources, and personal injuries or illness. And not only natural disasters but also wars makes a man homeless. And many of them lost their family, and many of them lost their houses, money, and their hopes and dreams. And did you see any refugee camp? No. Okay. So let's watch a video of refugee camp through the eyes of a child. Okay.
My name is Khamsa Mosul, Iraq. This is my story. نريد نطلع I live in many refugee camps in Greece with my dad. My mom and sisters are still in Iraq. My dad and I are trying to get to Germany, and then we were sent for my mom and my sister. We are here because just want a better life. In my country, ISIS were killing us. They killed many of our friends. My dad is everything to me. He takes care of me, feeds me, and plays with me. But I miss my mom sometimes. When we came from Iraq, we walked very far. We came by bus, taxi, and then a boat, and then a train. We slept anywhere on the way. Now we have been here waiting for 3 months, waiting for the border to open so we can have a better life. Every night I pray that tomorrow we can go, but nothing happens. I will keep praying every night.
This is not only the story of Hamza, but also the life of many people who are living in the refugee camp. So children, you have to think, we are so lucky where we live. So you have to help each other and empathize with the sufferings of our fellow beings, which will help us to create a world of peace and love. The chapter Maternity, written by Lilika Nakos, and we have to look her profile in detail. The life period of Lilika Nakos was 1903 to 1989. She was a Greek novelist, journalist, and short story writer. She was one of the first women writers of modern Greek prose, and for many years the only woman in Greek journalism, and she was best remembered for her story collection titled Children's Inferno, Stories of the Greek Famine in Greece. One of her best-known novels is Lost Soul. She characterized herself as the first hippie in Greece. She usually wrote about the misery and suffering of children and women. So children, this chapter maternity is an example of anecdote. So what do you mean by anecdote? Anecdote, which means a short, amusing or interesting story about a real incident or person, and the story maternity was taken from a real life incident. In her novels and her romances, Lilika Nakos combined personal memories with historical experiences. Through the history of a war that had deeply affected her, Nakos wanted to talk about herself and about the suffering and destiny of the Greeks simultaneously. Maternity means motherhood. It is a story which glorifies maternal affection against the background of horrifying war and the harsh realities of a refugee camp. The story illuminates the noble message of the need to possess humanitarian values, and it presents an insight into the strengths and weaknesses of human nature. Children, read the portion silently. Students, listen carefully. It was more than a month since they were at Merciless. The camp of Armenian refugees on the outskirts of the town already looked like a small village. They had settled down in any way they could, the richest under tents, the others in the ruined sheds, but the majority of the refugees, having found nothing better, were sheltered under carpets, held up at the four corners by sticks. They thought themselves lucky if they could find a sheet to hang up at the sides and wall them from peering eyes. Then they felt almost at home. The men found work no matter what, so that in any case they were not racked with hunger and their children had something to eat. From the first two paragraphs, you got an idea about the condition of Armenian refugee camp, about their life and their situation and how they lived, about their background. All you got from the first two paragraphs. Now, I am going to give you an activity. This is your activity. Write a brief note about the life of Armenian refugee camp. So, children, see you in the next class. Thank you.